Hi, welcome to All On Board. In this tutorial, you will learn everything you need to make the most of the platform. Let's begin with the essentials. While playing, you might want to approach a particular region of the board or another player. You can move around freely using different methods. Hold one grip button on either of your controllers to move through the space. Just drag yourself as if you were pulling a rope. You can turn around by holding the grip button on both controllers simultaneously and moving them as if turning a wheel. To simply turn on the spot, you can use left or right on the joysticks on either controller. Need to get back to your seat? Just press both joysticks at the same time and you'll be teleported back. Check out your wrist on your non-dominant hand to find your watch. Looking at it will open the wrist menu. Here you will find access to all the options required to manage your session, divided in 4 different groups for your convenience. Interact with menus effortlessly using either your digital finger or the laser on your hand, whichever feels more natural to you. The home section gives you quick access to the most important actions like ending or restarting a game or retrieving your playing area. The social section shows your session invitation code and the list of all active players. It also includes options to mute their audio or kick them out if you're the host. In settings, you'll find everything you need to customize your experience. If you're the host of the multiplayer session, you'll have access to the host menu where you can tweak the session settings. We're done with the essentials. Now it's time to check out our game library. All On Board is a platform where you can enjoy an ever-growing catalog of tabletop titles. Some of them are included, while some others are DLC, sold separately. Don't miss out on the featured game of the week. You'll get to enjoy a different game for free every week. Purchasing a title DLC is only required to host game sessions, as you can always join games of any title using a session code. You can browse the catalog to learn more about each game title. You can even preview games for a limited time to familiarize yourself with the rules and components to help you decide if it's really for you before making a purchase. Although there's a few options to enjoy All On Board by yourself, you'd probably want to use it to play with friends online. Typically, to enable a multiplayer session, you'd need someone to host the game and share the session code with the rest of players. If you're looking to find more people to play with, head to the official All On Board Discord server, where you will find a few tools to make the most of the platform. To gather a party of players, start by creating a new channel. Use the Create a New Channel Room button. And change the name of the channel if you so desire. Then send invites to other players. Or share it in the LFG channel. Once everyone is in, you can share your session code from All On Board in the chat window to get started. If you're using Discord in the Meta browser app and you can't communicate using voice in All On Board, remember to disable the microphone permissions in the Meta browser. If you already have a session code from the host, joining is as easy as selecting Join Private Game in the hub. If, on the other hand, you are in charge of hosting the session, head to the game catalog to choose the title and use the Start Game buttons at the bottom. Private sessions can only be joined using the session code, which is prominently visible in the virtual environment and in the session section of the wrist menu. Public sessions, on the other hand, will be listed on the Who's Playing panel on the hub and can be joined directly from there. Now let's learn how to interact with the board game. In All On Board, manipulating game components is organic and intuitive. To grab something with your hand, approach it until it's within reach and hold Primary Action, which is the trigger button on your controller. You can drop what you are holding basically anywhere by releasing the button. Some components are designed to be placed in specific places. In that case, you will see a blue glow on target recipients like tiles or decks. You can do all of that from a distance thanks to the predictive ray that comes out from both of your hands. While holding a component, you can project it away or closer to your hand using up and down on the controller joystick. This is useful for precision placing or to get an object closer to another player. Also, while holding something, you can use secondary action, which is the grab button on your controller, to perform actions that make sense while holding that specific component. These actions may differ depending on the component and the games. For example, you can use secondary action while holding a coin or a die to grab a second one. Or in this case, while holding the stack of tokens, the secondary action can be used to drop and collect the individual tokens over the board. Some titles involve managing cards. For these games, you will have a hand of cards attached to your non-dominant hand. Whenever a hand of cards is available, you will see an icon next to your wristwatch indicating how many cards you are currently holding. You can use your dominant hand to store or retrieve cards from your hand of cards. In some games, it is possible to give a card to another player by dropping it in their hand of cards instead. Your hand of cards might offer options to make cards visible for other players or to make all cards into a deck. Some games will feature a floating player area. You can move this area to place it where is more convenient to you by grabbing one of its corners when it highlights. Sometimes you will find specific actions next to your floating player area, such as moving objects in bulk or calculating resources. Using Smart Glance, you can learn everything there's to know about any component of the game. Simply aim with your hand and hold the Smart Glance button, which is one of the small buttons in your controller. Smart Glance gives you useful information and contextual actions specific for that component. For instance, when using it on a deck of cards, you will be given the option to shuffle the deck and maybe the possibility of locating a particular card inside. Dice typically include the action to cycle its value, while counters and trackers typically offer the action to advance them. Some of these actions are marked with this icon, which means there's a shortcut to perform that action. Next time you need to do that, you can simply aim at the component and use the Quick Action button, which is the other small button of your controller. Finally, if you need more details on how each game title works, don't forget that every game features a comprehensive video tutorial that teaches you how to play. These videos are also publicly available on YouTube in case you want to watch them another time. All on Board supports playing cooperative games all by yourself through the use of dummies. You can create dummies before starting a game to add empty seats to a board game. As a host, add them to the list of players before starting the game. You will need to configure each one individually, like assigning the character or the color of its pawn. Once the dummies are set up, they will occupy a seat. Any player can take control of a dummy by simply pointing at it and using the Quick Action button to use their components, player area, cards, etc. One of the coolest features of All on Board is playing in mixed reality. To activate XR mode, open your wrist menu, go to Settings, and enable XR mode. Before the fun can begin, you will need to adjust the position of the board to your physical space. To do so, use the gizmo that appears near your side of the board. A second gizmo will appear that will let you rotate the board to place it where you want it. In XR mode, instead of moving yourself through the room, you move the board and the other players closer or away from you by holding the grip button on one controller. Similarly, you can use both grip buttons to rotate the board, and clicking both joysticks simultaneously will return everything to the start position. Now you know how to play All on Board, it's time to jump into your favorite board game and have fun!